All right, we can move on. Who's your pick?
Okay, so there's three games that are 7.5 point spreads. So that's kind of how I had an inkling that the Raiders Ravens was going to be the one you gave me. I'm trying to figure out which team has the best chance of winning. This actually wasn't what I had in my notes, but I think I'm going to make an adjustment now. I'm going to give you Niners and Lions, only because the main thought here is, again, I'm giving you a team that I'm hopeful will, because obviously you're going to pick the Niners to win. I guess the one way that this could be an issue is we have seen we have seen Jimmy Garoppolo throw the game away a time or two. But I mean, realistically, this is clearly the Niners are the clear favorites here.
Yeah, I'm picking the Niners. I almost locked this game up. I'm still interested.
Wow.
I'm still interested to see this Lions team, but at the same time, I'm just like, there's just not, they don't have the skill guys to, go at San Francisco secondary, and
they don't have the skill guys to go at anyone's secondary.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I think San Francisco, like, I think their secondary is solid, but I do think it might be the weakest part of their defense. Now, that's not saying much because I still think it's a pretty good secondary overall. But I think it's the weakest part of their defense, and that is not something Detroit wants to do. They don't want to throw the ball downfield at all. They don't want to. It just doesn't seem like that's what they're going to want to do, especially week one with a lot of new faces to this team. The coaching staff, quarterback, all over the place. So I think they're going to struggle a lot in this game, and I think San Francisco's going to win pretty handily. Maybe Jimmy G makes a couple of mistakes, but I mean, I know they bolster the defensive line a little bit in Detroit, but I mean, do you think they're going to slow down Raheem Mostert? I don't.
No, I don't think they'll slow down. I think the Niners are. This was at first I had this as the furthest one away, but then I kind of think about it. I just feel like out of the three favorite teams, the Niners, the Rams, and the Bucks, I do have the Niners as the worst out of those three. So that's why I felt compelled to give it to you. But I mean, yeah, and Penei Sewell, will be interested to see how he does in actual NFL action. Another guy who he's getting thrown into the fire right here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. He's going against a really good defensive line. Yeah, this is just not the games for the Lions. I mean, there's not going to be a lot of games for the Lions this season, but this in particular is going to be a tough week one matchup. I had this on the bottom of my list. So,
yeah.
While I think I agree with you that the Niners of these three teams are probably the weakest favorite, I think this is also by far the weakest underdog, and that's why I had them so low.
Yeah. Maybe one interesting factor here. Jared Goff has experience going up against the Niners. The Niners have experience going up against Jared Goff. Not exactly a revenge game, but he obviously played in that division, so they know each other well there. So that's just another added component here.
Do you think he'll be praying for Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp by the end of the first drive, halftime?
Yeah, I think already. I think it's the day he got traded.
Can Cooper Kupp come with?
The Jared Goff trade, that has to be the worst trade for a person that's happened in quite some time, right? Going from the Rams offense that makes you look great to, the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I mean, honestly. So
in the middle of a rebuild, that's just tough.
I'm trying to even rack my brain around what could be worse right now. But yeah, that's
maybe the Jamie Collins to the Browns trade. That one was tough. But anyone going to the Browns at that era was tough.
Yeah, and that was right after he had started driving Bill Belichick crazy because Jamie Collins likes to, basically just ignore coverage calls and just do his own thing. He just likes to go rogue in the worst times possible, and that was always his biggest weakness. And so Belichick got so tired of it that he just traded him to the Browns.
Yeah, it was like a definitive this is worse than cutting you. It's making you go play for the Browns. All right, 2 games left. The Browns have come so far. Lions have not.